What's going on, TheCoreofU fam? I'm Kenneth and this is Bianca. We are the community of restoration and enlightenment.
www.TheCoreofU.com, and you can also join us and fellowship with us anytime you want on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. We love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. There might be some hidden prizes for doing that. Y'all know we like to do our little prizes sometimes just to thank you for your support.
No doubt, no doubt. We hope that everything is going good with you today on this beautiful Friday. We hope that you have peace in your heart and in your home. All of those things are going well for you. We wanted to just kick it around with you a little bit today. First of all, I wanted to say that thank you to all that wish wifey a happy birthday.
Yes,
Last weekend we had a great time as we came to you from San Diego. It was beautiful. We had a beautiful time out there just relaxing and just unplugging for a little while. So it was amazing. But today's topic is how to stay focused in a world full of distractions. How to stay focused in a world full of distractions. We had a funny moment right before this. I turned on the air conditioning because it was so hot and left one of the windows open and totally forgot because why? I got distracted, right? So how do you stay focused?
As a matter of fact, you opened it instead of closed it, right?
I think I did, yeah, because
you opened it.
So I was doing too many things. One time I was we were somewhere in some kind of study session or self-help session or something like that, and someone talked about when you're just doing too much, when you're doing too many things at once. And it kind of reminded me of when you have your phone or your computer open and you have all these different apps and you have too many open at once. It starts to slow the operation of your computer or your phone down. Things start to bog down. It starts to drag because you got too much going on. So what do you do if you wanted to work at optimal level, right? And really be able to download and to print and to maneuver around the different things on that site? You start to close some of those things. I think sometimes in our life, that's what we have to do. We find ourselves kind of bogged down. We have too many apps open. Too many things. We're saying yes to too many people, not saying no enough, and no is an answer. Hey Tasha, yeah, it's Friday already. So you don't want to be that person to get bogged down, too many apps open, doing too many things, saying yes to too many people, to too many different situations. Learn to say no. So that's what we're talking about today. How do you stay focused in a world full of distractions? And so for me, one of the biggest things, and listen, I'm not telling you that I've mastered it all, but I'm much better now than what I used to be. And how I got there was the art of meditation. That was one of the things that I did.
That's definitely a good tool. And let me tell you something that's like low cost and a quick return is shut off alerts. Like if you really want to focus, if you've watched the Netflix Social Dilemma documentary, is talking about just the actual business behind keeping us. There is a business of keeping us distracted. There is actual logarithms that their sole purpose is to distract you for as long as they can.
Wow.
And to keep you distracted and to keep you keyed in
Wow.
to them and coming back for more and giving you that little high again. And so literally you have to start turning off. If you want to focus on a project or focus on some laser focus, you need to turn off alerts. If you're somebody that's like, I'm more of an email person than a social media, so I don't see alerts on my social media, which is why it's hard for me to stick with it. But at work, if you're trying to stay focused, you need to shut off like your email pop-ups. If you old school, like turn off your phone or put the do not disturb on your phone if you want to, because we are just like inundated with access to our attention, and our attention is our time, and your time is your money, and your money is your energy and the essence of you. I mean, it's just like the main thing we have to keep us going. So you have to like be intentional about guarding your attention so that you can keep it focused where you want. If you're trying to key in with your partner and have a date night, you probably need to make sure, if you have children or some people that need to get with you, great. But other than that, you got to guard that space. Keep it sacred. Turn off all the apps. Talk about like not having it on that romantic dinner with you, or let's really have a conversation and stay focused without the phones. We have to really, when you're working out and focused on your health, you're not looking at the phone. Right. Those are the kinds of things. It doesn't have to be all day and for a long period of time, but it does have to be intentional, else it will not happen.
You definitely need those moments, yeah.
Be pulled away.
Yeah.
And we all know that multitasking is not efficient.
Yeah.
No doubt. We're talking about how to stay focused in a world full of distractions. And your focus is really key to your success, spiritually and natural.
Absolutely. And that's what I was saying. So one of my practices to try to get there and to be better, to be more focused in life is meditation. That's one of those things where you just kind of, I get good meditation when I'm, like in the shower around some water. Early in the morning is good. We have a 4 and a 6-year-old, so some of you parents out there know this. They have no filter of what time is. They just want to get up. They want their breakfast. They want to watch their cartoons. They want to do whatever they want to do. Want you to get them dressed and all of that. But in the morning, I get really great meditation, which is great for me because it sets the tone for my day. So I get up, and wifey and we're both in positions where we're kind of on call a lot on our job, whether if it's just to put out fires or to, just to answer a question or give somebody, some background on why we need to do this or do that. We both have that on our jobs. But in the morning, turn all that off, just settle down, get focused, meditate, talk to God. More importantly, listen and be quiet and allow him to talk to me. That's my time in the morning for meditation. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful, it's a great practice. I was doing it. My mother taught me meditation when I was young, like really, really, really young. So I was this little kid meditating in water, and it was a way to keep my mind and keep me peaceful and to keep me still. And so when I got in school, when it was time to study and to be quiet, it wasn't as difficult for me. And it's the same for a lot of adults. Meditation is one of the most beautiful practices and exercises that you can do to get your mind focused. I watched some documentaries on some great athletes, some great celebrities, Kobe Bryant's and the Denzel Washingtons, and all of these people in their crafts to become masters or to become great. They turn to meditation. And meditation, Phil Jackson was a big one. He had his teams doing yoga and doing meditation and things like that, which was so beautiful, to just get their minds to be focused and to strengthen that intellectual muscle, really.
And don't get distracted, because there's different forms of meditation.
Exactly.
There's breathing exercises, there's focusing on an object, there's mantra driven, there's guided ones. Like, I respond better to being guided. But also, I know that from one of my mentors who did quantum physics meditation, it's like a different kind of offshoot, that even the distracted mind can meditate. And the beauty is, when you are aware, at the moment that you're aware that you are distracted, you are present, and you can bring yourself back.
Yeah, it gets pretty deep. It gets pretty deep. Definitely.
I know I've been guilty of saying a prayer and in the middle of my prayer drifting off, like, wait a minute, what happened? And then I'm like, you know what? Get back to the prayer. What were you doing?
Right.
So just understand, like, we have to have grace and mercy, and it's like a muscle you're exercising. What other ways? Like, for me, walking is a way to kind of regain focus, stepping away from a stressful situation and coming back to it, like just stepping away for a minute, going near a window, going near some light, stepping outside, literally the door. It like refocuses me.
Yeah. And we're trying to teach our children the same thing, how to stay focused in a world full of distraction. And children's minds are just racing, a million miles a minute. So just to get them, stop, breathe, let's think about it, let's settle down. If they're a little frustrated for something in their little world, and as adults, sometimes we kind of think that, whatever they're going through and they're frustrated about it means nothing, but to them in that moment it means everything. So let's stop, let's breathe. Where did you leave your Barbie doll? Where did you leave your dinosaur? Let's just think, just calm down, focus, and then they go right to it and find it. And so it's great tools that you can have, and there's so many things, and we're just speaking on a few of the things, but being focused in a world full of distractions, because trust me, they're gonna come. You can get into a good prayer if you're a person that likes to pray and stuff like that. And the moment you kind of get everything quiet and get down, then here go the phone ringing. And so you just be like, nah, I'm not even going to answer that phone. That's why you need to put it on airplane mode or silent or something like that. Or then next thing you know, you may be hearing, sirens outside from an ambulance or fire truck, or somebody's knocking on the door. It's always distractions when you really want to be focused and to get your mind and to really work on that muscle. So just work on it. The more you work on it, the more you practice it, the more it becomes just natural, where you can just do it. You'll be able to do it in a whole room full of noise and confusion and chaos. You can center yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to allow this chaos and all of this turmoil to become a part of my spirit or to become a part of me. Wifey and I use it because sometimes when you're going through life and the ebbs and flows of life, maybe you aren't agreeing on something or something like that, and maybe there's a distraction of everything else. We have to say, okay, let's shut out all the outside noise, all of this. Let's come together. Let's talk about this. Let's find some common ground so that we can move forward. Because the worst thing that we can do as a couple, as a unit, is to start fighting with one another when we have a battle on the outside that may be attacking the both of us,
And even more importantly, you can be distracted from the things that you say matter most and be sitting right with them. So if we're having a conversation or if we're taking a beat, I try to say, okay, hold on, give me a second, because I really want to look at him. I want to be present in that moment. After reading the year, yes, and getting the tip of when my children ask me to play, just play. Today, Kenny asked me, will you play with me, Mom? And the first time I said, oh, I don't have time. And I said, okay, let me just take a minute and play with you.
Yeah.
So it was just taking a focused second. Because what happens is if you keep pushing it back, you'll get distracted overall from the things that you say matter most. In the pursuit of the hustle, in the pursuit of the grind, in the pursuit of sometimes self, if we're in a conversation, am I really focused on what you're saying? And if I'm not, just say it. Be like, you know what? I'm not listening.
Yeah, I'm distracted right now. Can we come back to this later on? Yeah,
my spirit.
I think it's important. I mean, and you just look at it's so many distractions. Everybody wants everything fast. Everybody wants everything moving. We've become a fast food drive-through society when it comes to everything. Now, listen, McDonald's and Wendy's and all that may be good or whatever, but sometimes you just need to sit down and take some time to really get you a great home-cooked meal. Sometimes you need to sit down and really take your time to really focus, cut out all the distractions, and then you can kind of, like I say, center yourself, find your balance, find your chi, as they say, and then move forward. It's beautiful. So that's what we're talking about today.
If you listen now or later, drop in the comments how you focus yourself.
Yeah, we would love to hear what are some of the practices and ways that you stay focused in a world full of distractions. We would love to hear
so that other people can gain from your wisdom and knowledge.
Absolutely.
I know I make lists to focus my day, and that's a habit of highly successful people, because if you just leave it to memory, you won't do it. How do you focus your energy? How do you focus your attention? How do you focus your peace? If you don't focus in and get intentional about keeping your peace, it's easy to get that disrupted and distracted. So there's many levels to this, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the best words with it. Being intentional, and then it's going to take discipline. So you're really going to have to be dedicated to it.
So this morning, and I'll leave with this. I literally got 10 to 15 emails coming up all at once, and people asking me for something. And it was just overwhelming me at work. And so first I kind of had to acknowledge where I was and then just step away. I had to step away. I had to You know, I talked to my hubby, I talked to my sister, I prayed for a minute. I went away, just like stepped away from what was causing me the angst. And then my peace was distracted. And so it was just too much. I didn't even know where to start. I was like, I can't have 10 people asking me to do something all at the same time. And so I had to acknowledge that I wasn't in a good place because it felt overwhelming. And then once I acknowledged that, okay, what are you going to do about it? Step away. Went, hugged my son, did everything I told you guys. Just refocused. And then when I went back, it's kind of like everything, I could see it more clearly.
Change your perspective.
Yeah, it changed my perspective. God, Absolutely. I had clarity. I could hear direction from God. Okay, all right, have so-and-so do this. You handle that. Delegate this over there. Call this person back first. You know, and it was just refocusing myself for a moment. So that's application, because I always like to say, what does it look like? You know, the other day we were watching a movie and I still was working, and I realized the children just wanted to hug me, so I shut it down and I just hugged them. And I said, I'm gonna get 15 minutes of this movie where I'm just watching it. So if you just are present enough to realize you're distracted, then the next thing to ask yourself is, what am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna do to regain my focus?
No doubt. So there it is. Another Core of You Friday conversation. How do you stay focused in a world full of distractions? And trust me, distractions are many. They are out there everywhere. We must be mindful. We must be intentional. We must be dedicated to the focus and to gain clarity.
And that deals with fidelity too, y'all. Absolutely. How do you stay faithful in a world full of thoughts and distractions?
They out there, no doubt. You have to be intentional. You have to be devoted, and you have to be dedicated. And it's difficult, but you can't catch yourself. You can't catch yourself out there gazing on the rooftops, as they said David did. You definitely have to be intentional.
Yeah.
And set your heart on the right place. And then sometimes that means having those uncomfortable conversations as well. Sometimes you got to have those uncomfortable conversations with your significant other and with yourself to make sure you can get to a place of focus, peace, and clarity. We hope y'all have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend.
Join us here next week, same time, same back channel, on Instagram, Facebook, website, and YouTube. The Core of You, TheCoreof, letter U. We appreciate you, community.
All right, peace.
Peace.